Mr. Lamar, you ready?
Yes.
Back to the guy, y'all, look here with us, fire marshal's office. Julio. Got that, he better be. And this, KLB's gonna be playing this live, just so everybody, if you would, remain quiet, please. I'll wait on somebody to give me a thumbs up and tell me when you're ready to go. I'd like for Julio to be up here before we, okay.
Stand up, Julio.
Can't see. All right, I'm waiting on y'all to tell me when you're ready. On April the 1st, law enforcement in Grant Parish received a report of a missing person, Mr. James Ingram. He didn't show up for work, and what the employer said, that was very unusual. This was somebody that was always very dependable, and they suspected that something was wrong when he didn't show up to work on April the 1st. What we have learned through our investigation is Mr. Ingram on Easter Sunday night, was at a service station here in Colfax, and he got fuel about 10 o'clock that night. The investigation was able to learn that he went from Colfax to Alexandria, and at some point in Rapides Parish, he met up with Michael Shane Taylor and Jessica Bledsoe. In the parking lot of a business in Alexandria, Michael Shane Taylor and Jessica Bledsoe injected drugs into James Ingram. Mr. Ingram lost consciousness, and then at some point, they injected a second syringe into Mr. Ingram. At that point, he stopped breathing, and they realized that he had passed away. They drove around in Mr. Ingram's car with Mr. Ingram's body in the car, and they made their way to Cosahatchee National Forest in Grant Parish. They removed him from the car, and they left him in the National Forest on Monday, and they left him. On Tuesday, Jessica Bledsoe and Levy Bordelon returned to the scene where Mr. Ingram's body was, and they set him on fire. On Tuesday night, we got a Facebook tip from somebody that had seen the media's request for help, or our Facebook post that asked for help in identifying or locating a missing person and the vehicle. And the very, very observant people had noticed the car that we were looking for in the parking lot of Texas Roadhouse. They took a photograph of the car and they sent it to our Facebook page and asked, "Is this the vehicle that you're looking for? And is it the vehicle? And if so, are you still looking for it? This is where it's located right now." So Alexandria Police Department sent detectives and police officers, and we sent detectives, and they were able to secure the vehicle and began searching in the vehicle and treating it as a crime scene. At this point, we didn't know anything about Mr. Ingram's whereabouts still. On Wednesday, Michael Shane Taylor and Jessica were identified on video surveillance as using the credit card of Mr. Ingram's. Michael Shane Taylor went on a shopping spree for about a day and a half. The only way this case has been solved is by truly professional law enforcement work that included a number of agencies that worked just like one team. They didn't get much sleep, but they worked, and they worked for the family. And because of their work, Jessica Bledsoe has been arrested for principal to arson, the unlawful disposing of human remains, and obstruction of justice. Michael Shane Taylor has been arrested in Grant Parish for obstruction of justice and unlawful disposing of human remains. Levy Bordelon has been arrested by the Grant Parish Sheriff's Office for arson and obstruction of justice. I'd like Chief Grimion to talk about the investigation that took place in the city of Alexandria that led to their case.
Thanks, Sheriff. So as a result of this investigation, and like the Sheriff said, truly a cooperative endeavor between several law enforcement agencies that are standing with me today, Grant Parish actually broke this case and led it to Alexandria, where we learned where Bledsoe and Taylor, as he said, injected the victim where he subsequently died. As a result of that, we were able to secure second-degree murder warrants for both Bledsoe and Taylor. Those warrants have been sent here to the Grant Parish Detention Center, where both Bledsoe and Taylor will later be transferred back to Rapides Parish, where they will be booked into the Rapides Parish Jail for those murder warrants. As he said, there was not much sleep by these law enforcement officers that worked all throughout the day and then through the night. I want to commend Grant Parish Sheriff's Office, Pineville Police Department, Chief Basco, Sheriff Wood, and his detectives that worked through this, and the Fire Marshal's Office that helped us with this as well. We've stood before you many times talking about narcotics and RAID and where this all ties in together. And as you can see, a violent crime has resulted because of the use of illegal narcotics. And as I've said many times, and as Sheriff McCain said, that river doesn't stop narcotics from infiltrating our community. And I again stand here committed, along with these partners with me, to continue the fight with illegal narcotics and to ensure that we bring justice to family members as a result of violent crimes. So I again want to publicly thank these officers and their departments for all the work that they've done, and turn it over back to you, Sheriff.
Chief.
I'd just like to say real quick, it's a commendable effort between all of the agencies that's corresponding in working this horrific crime. While the detectives did a great job, one of the things that's evident through what Sheriff McCain said and what we do know is that the public and their tips through social media was one of the things that put us on the first path that we needed to go forward with this investigation. Always, it's a pleasure to work with our partners to solve any type of crime we can, no matter how violent it is or how small it can be. We know that every crime is important to every individual that's out here. We feel for the family, but we hope to see justice for them in the near future.
What I learned yesterday in talking about the complexity of this case and how many different jurisdictions it crossed, 181 pieces of evidence have been collected. And that is a testament about the hard work that these men and women did to solve this case. I'll be glad to answer any questions that we can. Mr. Bourne, you have?
So this all happened last week, just to be clear about the dates.
It did, yep. Started Easter Sunday.
Whenever you said he met with the two individuals and he was injected with the illegal narcotics, and then on the second dosage, they found that he was passed away. Do we know if it was if he decided he wanted to do narcotics in the first place, or if they had pressured him into doing it.
Because we want to make sure that these people are convicted, I'm not going to be able to give those details.
But the second degree, the murder charges are connected to the drug use.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Can you disclose what narcotics they were?
No, and that'll, you'll have to wait on the results of the autopsy, and toxicology usually takes 5 or 6 weeks to get the complete toxicology back.
You said that his body was found burned. How were you able to identify him? Was he still identifiable?
We had dental records, and through the help of the pathologist, when the autopsy was performed, they were able to make a positive identification.
These kind of cases, there have been mixed results in the court system with these getting a conviction or even moving ahead with these kind of cases. Is it just a matter of you've got to be mindful of how you proceed in the investigation to turn it over to the DA and to be able to move ahead with it?
Well, yeah, and that's just the same way as any other case. Law enforcement does the police work, they do the investigation, and when there's enough facts to support an arrest is made, and then we'll, in the near future, and I don't mean tomorrow, but in the coming weeks, we will be able to present our case to the district attorney, and then he'll be able to have his team go to work on what we've been given, or what we've given them. And then the same thing for Alexandria. The Alexandria detectives will do the same thing.
Obviously, all cases turn on the facts of the case. Especially in these types of cases, the particular facts and circumstances have to be determined and all line up to support that charge.
It's clear, it's quite a few agencies that are represented. Just out of curiosity, approximately how many law enforcement agents in total were involved in making this happen?
30 would probably be easy.
20 to 25.
Lots of resources, in other words.
Lots of partnership and hard work. Anything else, guys? Melissa?
I don't think so, not right now.
So, okay. All right. Thank you all for your time.
Thank you.
If we could make these graphics available, if you'd like for those to be emailed to you.
So you